Hello, everyone. I'm extremely excited to welcome you all to our webinar. I am a product manager at Initialize, and today we have Paras Arora, who's the co-founder of Initialize, joining us from Atlanta, Georgia. He
Hey,
will take us through the platform and we'll be talking about how Initialize is making our life easier. So, just a brief introduction about Initialize. It's an application deployment and management platform on Kubernetes for secure, fast, and reliable delivery. So the idea here is that you can take your app from path to production in simple steps, and that's what Paris is going to demonstrate today. We use there are too many tools in the market. There's expensive manual optimization, and that you have to go to multiple platforms to do these things. We give you a unified platform with Initialize. These are our key capabilities where we give the developer an efficient experience. He can focus on building the software and not worry about how to take it to production. Paras, can we start with the demo?
sure. Hey, everyone. Like, as Soumya said, we have built this platform. This is a platform which developers can use to bring their ideas to reality. And while building this platform, I was just looking into it, and the challenges what I was facing is like when I do and go and do the code, how to bring it securely and faster to production and keep on iterating and performing and doing it. And that problem gave me the idea, okay, how I can give that platform to everyone who have the idea, who have the code, who wants to build it, and they can just bring it to the production and showcase it easily. So I'll walk you through here with one small demo where I have a pet clinic which I just wanted. I got the idea. I know there are people who want to use it. I can go and write the code in Spring Boot, one of my favorite language. Now I have to just bring it and to see how it looks, the complete path to production, what we call in Initialize as a golden path to production, to make sure your application is going from your local desktop where you are writing code to a production in a cloud of your choice where you can just go and run it and scale it as and when you start getting traction into your solution. So this is the console which is initialize.ai, where you can come, you can request the early access, where you can just go there, click onto this, and put your details with the name, if you're from the company, or if you're individual, that's fine. Put your email, first name, last name, your job role, and what brought you into this, or what are the areas which are more interest to you. These are the details which has help us to even bring those features to the next level from the platform perspective, and submit it here, and then you can just get the user access. Once your user is have the access to the platform, you can log in here by putting your email, your password, click onto the login button. Once you log in, you see a dashboard. This is a dashboard which gives you the list of all the applications which you have built. You see on the top right corner where you can just have your profile with the settings and everything. You have the small notification stuff you can change with the background of your choice. You like more black or more white. And this is where it shows the organizations or the company, or the profile when you use to log in or register your user. On the left, we can see these are the workspaces, and we have secrets, security managements, and the stuff. I'll go one by one. These workspaces, you can assume, is like a kind of a team space, or the consolidation of your application, how you want to club it together. And you can create multiple workspaces. You can go and do it for your own synchronization of the stuff. I want to come into the billing workspace where, let's say, I want to create a new app, which we said pet clinic. The first thing we go and do is click onto this create button. This create button opens is this new screen which tells create app from source code. You can come here, you can just put the details here of the application name. Let's say I want to give pet clinic. In which workspace I want. I just want it in billing, or if I want to go back to the different one. We have a source code provider where my code lies, where after putting into my local desktop or laptop where I have tried writing the code, it looks good to me. I check the code. This is the code where I have it in a GitHub repository. I can go there. I can give permissions to the GitHub, or just a second. I can give access to all the repository. I can only give only to the select repository. Based on that, I can just have the access, which will just authorize me to look all my repositories. As we said that we are going and looking into the Spring Pet Clinic, I go and choose the repo from there. It gives the option now that which branch I want to take it to the production. In this case, it's a main branch. If you have a different branch or your feature branch or something, you can choose that branch also if it likes. There is an option for a source directory, which is optional in this case. This is more relevant in case of a monorepo. Since this pet clinic is more of a microservices, we don't need it. But if in case of a monorepo, we need a location where our main uh, is there. So I just need to give the directory location for that in case of a monorepo. I
Paris, your screen is stuck on the password.
oh, is it? Let me thank you. Let me see what happened. Is it there?
Yes. No.
Thank you, Soumya.
Yeah.
And after putting the details, I come click into the next. So I have to just I come to a screen where I need to do some configurations. The first thing is environment variables. I can edit from here. I can choose the secrets. If these are the I want to add, I can choose secret references based on the RBAC and what access I have into my workspaces. I can choose environment variables. I can have the same variable in all the three environments. I can just have a different one for each and every one. I can come and drag and drop my files also here, the which except today the .env, JSON or YAML, and I can create multiple keys here, first, second, third, based on my application needs, and keep on adding it here, whether it's a secret reference or environment variables, and which will just keep on adding here. Once I add the environment variables, there are some resource settings which are required. In this case, the pet clinic, I'm going to run it on port 8080. If it's a different, we can always choose the different port where we want to run our application. We can provide the HTTP path here, the path where we want to just have to the access. Then we come to the app instances. By default, what we are using is one vCPU, 2 GB RAM, but you have a multiple options. If you think it's a smaller app, we can go to a small or even to a extra small case. Or if the application requires more CPUs, we can go and choose for the large. Other than that, any for settings, you can always contact supports and we can provide you the access. But we feel these are the options which covers more or less most of the use cases. There is an option to enable vertical auto scaling. What does that mean? Even if you have chosen a 1 vCPU or 2 GB RAM, and if it requires only a 1 GB RAM, or if it requires 3 GB RAM, based on the pattern and the request for that app, it can always go up and down, and make sure that you always have an optimal resource utilized for your applications, and you are not consuming more or less than what it is needed, which is causing app performance, or which is causing more cost to you. I can choose this vertical auto scaling. If I don't want, I know that okay, this is enough and I always want to run on this, I can uncheck this. Number of instances, if I want to scale horizontally based on the load, I can go up to max 4, or I can go max 6 or max 3. It's up to me, and I can always set it up here, and my workload will always go in between, and scale horizontally, and scale back based on the need and the load what we see it. Once we have this, we click next. This is the final screen which tells us, okay, we what is our app name, which repository we are referring, which branch we have used, and if there's any source code path in case, what are the environment variables we have used, the port, path, AI size, autoscaler, what we have choose, just to make sure that all our selection is correct before we even submit, or we can go back and tweak it in case anything or any mistake which we have made while choosing it. Once we have that's done, we are ready to launch our app. We come here, we click submit. So so this is the fun part. It's going and in the back end doing so many things for us. Okay. So this is initializing for us where it's initiating the activity. So while it's being done for the sake of time, I'll show you how it looks like. So what it do, it goes to your Git, it looks for the repo, it give me even the key also that telling, okay, this is an authentication key which has been used to access the code. So security, we are looking from each and every step here. It comes, it clones the repo, you get all the detail here, and it tells the summary also. This is a very useful information which we see here with the stage summary. Stage is clone, which Git repo I was looking into it, how much time in fact it took to clone it to the code, what branch we are using, what is the status, the date, time, and the results. Like, okay, this commit happened, commit date, and the URL of that. Once the clone is happened, it goes for the packaging. Again, the stage summary, we can see the stage is packaged, the same Git repo link, the duration it took, the branch status, time it prepares, and we can see on the logs also what is happening in each and every steps and how it's happening. It goes and prepare it, it creates a build for you, then the result is we see the image assigned image with this SHF 256 key, and it goes and store into the Azure CR. This is a configuration which we can always change it if we want in any other container registry. Right now it's going to the Azure CR. If we want to keep it into a different container registry, it can go there and store. Now we have a signed container image. The next step is to go into the software composition analysis, where again it tells you the stage. Again, it's a software composition analysis stage, the repo, how much time it took, the branch, and the status. It gives me a complete list of a SEF SBOM. SBOM is software bill of material. This is, it tells what exactly I am pushing to production with each and every open source dependencies, third parties, whatever I have used in my application. It has each and every detail with the type and what version I have with the complete list. Once I get this complete list, it creates a composition analysis. We go to a scan step. Scan step, again, the same thing in the stage summary. You get all the details. It tells me in my code what are the common vulnerabilities I have in my code from the security perspective. As I said, that security is a key component in the whole process, which has been taken care very seriously. We are making sure we are going to a production with proper security and proper hardening for each and everything. So it tells me, okay, what all the CVs I have in my application, which I'm moving to a production. It tells, okay, this is a CV, which package this CV is there. And in case if the fixed is already available, it provides you the detail also, and the type and the vulnerability details with the severity. We can always have a policies which can stop your movement from the scan to the next step, saying, okay, as per the policy, I cannot have a critical CV application going to the production, or maybe I cannot have more than 3 high, or whatever is my organization or the enterprise tells me the policies. And based on that policy, I can even stop this pipeline to move further to the next step. Now, let's assume we have everything taken care, it's approved, and its policies get passed. Now it goes and create and deploy my code in a test environment. This is a environment which gets created once I have my pipeline comes into this step. I can see my app URL. If I click into this app URL, you see now my pet clinic is already there in the test environment. I have HTTPS URL, so you can get HTTP or HTTPS both. But what we are doing, we are going with the like a certificate, making it sure that the all the security and even all the communication is happening via HTTPS, and these certificates are taken care by the platform itself, so you don't even need to worry about managing of those certificates at your site. Now we have the app live on the test environment for me or the testing team to go and test it to make sure whether it's ready or not. Let's see what happens to the pet clinic app. It's in a package state, so it's getting packaged. Okay, so let's continue it here. Once I have my deployment done into the test, I can come into the test approval. This is a stage where after the testing, I can just have all the details saying, okay, what was the testing results and everything. I can click onto the approval stage. It goes and approve the test with all the audit information here, and then go and deploy onto the stage environment. Now I get into the stage environment the same details with the stage URL, which is another environment now gets created for me in the stage, which can be used for the stage testing. And after deploying into the stage environment, once I approve everything from the stage, it goes and get deploys into the production. And then it comes here, and if in the, for example, if I want to just approve this testing, okay, testing approved or whatever, approved for production, I can come here and say yes, I want to approve it. Now it will go and start creating for me a production deployment process, which will go and create a production environment and get deployed there. So this is where I have a complete secured supply chain cycle, which starts from my code base and without me worrying how things are going and getting deployed to our production. So Soumya, you want to see if we have any questions before even we go further?
Yeah, I just wanted to stress on the fact, Paras, that here what you just demonstrated is how we are taking our code to production in three simple steps, and we are taking care of the security
Yeah,
because we took approval at each stage, right? So, just wanted to make sure this is what you just demonstrated, and this is how initialize is,
yeah.
giving
So
you a
we demonstrated a complete golden path to production with the single click, how you can just bring your
right.
code to a production from your repo to a cloud of your choice with the single click, and it builds the whole path with all the details for you.
Right, right. So this is what we are solving with Initialize. Just wanted to stress on that fact. We don't have questions as of now. So you can keep going with the demo, Paras.
Okay. So now the next is a security. Once we go into the security screen, as we are highlighting, the security is a key component for our platform, is like where we can see in the dashboard for my all workspaces. I can go and filter it based on my own workspaces. I can go and choose each and every one, or if I can just keep it all. In this case, because we put the compliance policies that I should not have any critical defects, so it shows that okay, out of all these three apps which is in my this workspace, none of the app is compliant. So all apps are failing the policy compliance which I have set it for me. It gives me on the right all the vulnerabilities, all how many vulnerabilities I have across all the apps with the severity, what we can see it here. Now in the down, I can see I have my applications with the exploit probability. This is the AI model what we have, which gives the ability to you to understand the application, what it's there running in production, if they have a probability to get exploited in next 30 days. and it tells you, okay, in which workspace we have, when was the last scan happen. This is like, because this thing I have not moved to production yet, so it's the last scan happened 10 days ago. Once it goes to production, the scan happens on a daily basis. These applications were scanned today because they're in production. Now I can have the CVs list here. Also, I can download my SBOM, the SBOM which we created as part of the software composition analysis, and I can download my CVs also if I want to use it somewhere else, or if I'm controlling or managing all the data on the other portion. I can always go and look into my demo application or any application to drill down more in detail. That, okay, in my application, how many CVs I have, what is a trend over the period. It shows you how many CVs are going, because it can happen that there are new CVs getting identified over the period, and that's where we see the trend. I can see all my CVs with the CVs ID, with the severity of those CVs. Again, this is our AI model, which tells you about the probability on those CVs, in which package, which version, and if there are the fix available. I can go and click onto the CV ID, which will give me more detail. I can always look and filter it down here by seeing, okay, I have so many CVs, but this is the one of the CV which is creating a bigger issue for me, because this has a higher probability to get exploited. So I know how, if out of 68 CVs, if I fix this one, I will be still more closer to a safer side, because I will have very less chances to get exploited. And if I have a capacity to fix all, yeah, well and good, and go and do it. But with the current stage, we have all every time lot of other priorities to work on. So, but in order to be on a safer side, if I take care of this CV, I still make sure my applications are safe in productions from the bad actors. I can go into this CV. I can look into that more detail into the CV. I can always reference to that vulnerability database to go and look if I need more detail about that CV. It tells me the severity, it tells me the exploit probability, and then we have a EPS score. The other good thing what it shows with me here, it tells all the applications which I have, which are impacted by the CV. So I don't even need to go. Let's say tomorrow you get to know, like a log4j, there's a CV which has been causing issue. I can always come here, search for that CV, and look, okay, do I have any applications? If yes, how many applications I have which are impacted by that CV? And do we have a fix for that? If, and what is the impacted package because of that CV? So I know this is a CV, this is an impacted package, this is a version where which I am using, and this is a version where the CV is being fixed. So I know what I need to do in order to go and fix my applications which are running in production, to make them more secure. And that's how I can go and make my application running in production more securely, and away from those bad actors who can come and disturb my application. So that gives me security details on top of my one click to production, and which can help me on a day two onwards to make sure my applications which are on production are being more secured and running correctly. So that's what we wanted to share with the team today, in terms of the application, how fast they can go into the production, how easily it can go and run into the cloud without me going and understanding the cloud construct of a cloud native way, where I can focus as a Java developer or as a Node or Go on my coding, and this platform will take care of the rest and build your application in cloud native way securely, by building the golden path to production and giving you the complete flexibility and scaling and stability and savings also, because it takes care of your resource optimizations and everything, without worrying to you how I need to build my underlying operations, or how I need to build my underlying platform, where I'm going and deploying it, and how I'm optimizing and securing those things. The only thing I have to focus is on just writing my code.
Paras, can you quickly go back to the app that you just created for us to see? Uh,
Yes. So I I created this pet clinic app.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's there. It's waiting for me in a test approval stage
Right.
where I can just go and say demo approved
Mm-hmm.
and click onto the approval stage, and it asks, oh, you sure you want? Yes, I want to go. And the same way, it will just go and deploy into the stage environment, and it will build a stage. I can see it here that it's getting. And one thing, Soumya, like I can see into my logs also here what is happening
Yeah.
into my application, and I can find all the logs here in the production, in the stage, in the test environment. So once I have this application deployed onto the stage and anything is happening into the stage, I'll start getting my logs. You see,
Right.
what's going on.
Right.
So I don't even need to go anywhere else to look and see what's happening. I need to go there and search for any error, whatever I need. I can just search, I can go and fix and go open my code and tweak it and just do it and see the changes immediately what it's happening, which will help me to deliver my features, my enhancements, or any customer concerns to production within a minute or two by just taking care for everything in a single location.
Right. That's why I wanted you to show this, because here's what's happening when a customer says to us that, here's my source code and securely take it to cloud. I don't care how. And that's what we just did in like three simple
Yep.
steps. So that's the business proposition and the problem that we're trying to solve at Initialize.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Um, do we have questions? Please feel free to put them in the chat and we can take them up.
So now my stage environment is also ready, and it's deployed, it's cloned, delivery status, and deployment success. So I have like my test environment, which is petclinic.test.pi.initialize.run. I have my stage environment. I can always go into the settings.
Settings.
I can have my domains details there, which I can change it. I want to make it my own pet clinic, whatever the name I want for those test domains. I just need to go and set those alias C names there. It will just do it for me, and then it gets pointed. So it will just go and open there. I if I realize no, I need my vertical scalings enabled, no issue. I can come here, edit it, whatever I want. I want to change my app instances. The moment I just come here and do it, it will just perform the changes at the same time. I can come change my environment variables also from the settings. At point I decided, okay, now my pet clinic is done. I want to open a big pet store. I can come and destroy pet clinic and implement a new pet store.
Yeah. But we do have like RBAC in place, so we have access control.
Yeah,
Who can destroy the app and who
who
can?
can destroy the app, and what access they have and what they can and they cannot do.
Yes, so we have access control in place for that as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can always add new users. You can invite the people to your
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I can go, I can invite in the, sorry, in the organization. I can select the role admin is the one who can go and do all the changes. Then the workspace admin, who will only have access to the workspace where I want to give. So if I have two workspaces here, if I give workspace admin, that person will be admin to that workspace and perform all the admin role, but not to the other workspace. I can go and give you only a developer role where you can work as a developer, but you cannot destroy or you cannot perform the changes in that workspace. So from this RBAC, you can always have a people invited to your organization with the right role sets, and you will see them here. Let's say if I'll just add, and this is the place where you can just see, okay, who are the users are there, what roles they have, which email they have, what is their status, and if I want to revoke the access or remove them or edit permissions, I can always do it from here.
Okay. So this is like an organization setting that we have in place based on the access that we give.
Correct.
Awesome. Um, okay. Do we have anything else, Paras, that you want to demonstrate or take us through the flow, or
So this is what for today I wanted to share with them.
Mhm.
I want the team to go and try and share their feedback with us,
Right?
and whatever the feedback, like how it's making their life easy, or if there are any other things which we can add, which can help them to even realize their vision to production much faster. They can come and submit their feedbacks to us. We are glad to just have a look. We can share with them the scan code where they can just scan it and register as a user and try this platform to the full potential.
Yes, so this is the QR code where you can go ahead, sign up, try out our platform, whatever flow Paras just shared. It's for you to use and give us feedback. Like he said, we are here to collect feedback from the users and then optimize our user experience. We'll be happy to take your feedback. So yeah, thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Paras, for taking us through this entire demo. It sounds interesting, looks interesting, and is easy to use for sure. So thank you. And this is the link. You can see it on my screen, the QR code, for you to try out the platform.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you everyone. Thanks.
thank you.